Good morning. Last night was kind of a bad night's sleep. I'm surrounded by trees, which is beautiful, but mice. And they were just so loud and climbing the trees and jumping on my tent. And so I was just paranoid of hearing chewing on my tent. And then, I put my food bag in the beginning of the night on a tree, but that's stupid. They climb the trees, no problem. So then I put my food bag in my plastic silicone bag inside my backpack and said, if they really want the food, they're going to have to chew through 3 bags. And luckily they didn't, so that's good. I don't know. I think my tent's safe too. But man, they were loud last night and I was so paranoid. I woke up every hour. But supposed to wake up at 5:15 and I just couldn't, so I set my alarm for 7. And here we are at 7 with coffee. Hopefully I get to town maybe by noon. So we'll see. Alrighty, gang. So, this morning thing is just not working out for me. I've been waking up earlier and getting going. Today I got everything packed by 8, but just don't have the, morning buzz that other people have. So you know what? I'm gonna try night hiking. Like Noodle was doing at Lake Marina when I met him. He basically would just hike and then take a nap when he needed to, and he just hiked through the night. I remember I was at a campsite, and the mountain across from me, I saw his headlamp, and he blinked at me, and I blinked at him. But yeah, so I'm gonna just try that. And, well, not today, because I have resupply today, but tomorrow. Get a few miles in during the day, take a siesta, and then when I wake up from the siesta, just keep going until I can't go anymore, And yeah, it's kind of scary. You don't have much of a view as the daytime. You just have that circle of light. And you can always have a cougar walking behind you. But I want to see if that works better for me, A lot of people are different. And, I'll give it a couple days. If it doesn't work out, I'll try harder with this morning business. Alrighty, I am 2 miles in. Got 5 more miles till town. People say that some people hitch, some people don't. It's 1.5 miles to the store, I think. One of the stores. I could try hitching. I haven't had a real hitch. Julian, I don't think counts, because Rangel is just such a sweetheart and, does transportation back and forth. So, we will see. While I'm hiking, you think about a lot of things and keep coming back to, the can I do this? Can I not do this bullshit? I think everyone else goes through that. And I don't know, I don't mind the little chores we have to do, filter water, pack up camp and all that. But then once we get started hiking, I just get bored in the beginning. There's a point where you do hit a meditative state and you just keep hiking and you just don't really think about anything. And I've gotten there a few times and that helps. But it takes a while to get there. And so the first few miles, I just get bored. I take breaks. I watch TV shows. I just do things to distract myself. And I think it's my ADHD, or maybe everyone goes through this. I don't know. I don't think everyone goes through it, because I've seen some people hike and they're just masters. But I wonder if that's the reason, you know, people get off trail. Like, personally, I know my body can do this. I'm 30, pretty young. I am small, so it does take a little bit more effort. But I've got some muscle already gained, and yeah, I know my body can do this, as long as I don't get an injury. It's really all about your mind. Because your mind's thinking like, oh my God, I only did 12 miles today. And then you think about how many more you need to do, and it just, you know, they tell you not to think about that. You just do it by section, and that does help. I mean, right now, I'm going to resupply, and then my next section is just to hiker town, which is 40 miles away. I can do that. It's no problem. You don't think about everything else. But then your mind starts wandering, and you think, all right, well, 40 miles, and then you got to do more 40 miles, and you keep doing it, and the scenery doesn't change much, and you're just like, I don't know, bored. And like I said before, your mind has to detox, because when you're at home, you're in dopamine city. Your brain's just being distracted and getting dopamine hits like bing, 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 like a freaking slot machine. And you come out here and you don't have much. Like I said, you got food, socializing with other people, and if you have some music or TV shows or podcasts on your phone, that's it. That's the only like 3 places you can get dopamine. I guess like, and then also endorphins. You get, you know, your androgynous morphing from hiking and pushing yourself. And when you hit a summit, that's where it really hits. So I guess 4 places. But yeah, so to transfer from home to here, there are growing pains. So I'm telling you guys who've never done a through hike, just letting you know that there are growing pains, and I knew there would be an adjustment. The novelty part is sort of worn off for me. I think when I got heat stroke, that was when it wore off, because you know, my memories in like Warner Springs are like shiny and happy, and yeah, and so the novelty's worn off, but I am still having more fun than misery. And that's the scale basically you have to go by. If you're miserable more than you're enjoying yourself, and you can't just take it like 1 day scale. You have to give yourself at least a week. I would give myself maybe 2 weeks. And if you're just miserable, then, you know, life's too short to be miserable. And maybe you do need to move on, figure something else out. And yeah, so that's what I've learned so far. Sorry, I keep filming right here, and it's like chest shot. Happy to get into town. Do like, I don't know, a shitty resupply, I guess. We'll see what the store has. I didn't use my stove at all. Oh, except for coffee. But I don't mind cold coffee, so maybe I should be a cold soaker. I remember talking about how I would never go without a stove. It's so light, but then the fuel is actually pretty heavy. I mean, it's like almost half a pound. So that's something to think about, because the tortilla and jelly business was delish. My God. I need to have my dad send the rest of those jelly packets. All right, anyways, heading up, over and out. You come up from the trail, and there's a fork. And you look at this side, and you're like, that doesn't look fun. And you look at that side, and you're like, that's not fun. And then you realize, oh, okay, there's the trail. I think I'm dealing with imposter syndrome too. But anyways, this is my last Tootsie Pop. I found a little shady spot right on trail. And I'm just going to sit here for about 20 minutes. I'm not going to take a full siesta, even though it's almost noon. Oh, that's a great campground, but there's no shade. Anyways, I'm about a couple miles away from town, so I'll be hitting that soon. Take a break, take my shoes off, and feel better. Here's that beef jerky, that vegan beef jerky that's amazing. It's called a Primal. I ripped off the other piece. But yeah, I mean, it looks like it tastes like it. This is Texas barbecue, but I would say it tastes like teriyaki beef jerky. Like the texture is on point and the taste, and it's got 10 grams of protein. So I bought a bunch of these. They're delicious. You can't really see in the video, it looks flat because it's all sand, but there's a divot right here. Right here, yeah. And my foot fell into it, and we're going downhill, and I just completely rolled my ankle and fell on the floor. I'm gonna try to walk it off, but that hurt. Probably the most pain I've had on trail so far, injury-wise. All right, guys, I'm hitching for the first time. Let's see how it goes. Hey guys, sorry I've been kind of bad about filming in town. I'm in Green Valley, which is a cute little town. All it has is just like 2 gas stations, and I went to the one closest to the trail, and now I'm at the one further into town, and this is like a liquor store gas station. The restaurant behind me is closed, but they've been so helpful. They let me use their Wi-Fi, and yeah, I got everything I needed. I forgot, but there is a trail closure from 486 to 511, I believe. I might have those numbers wrong, but that's the base of it. The Lake Hughes fire closure. I've heard it opens up. It's going to open up June 1st, but I can't wait a week to do that. So I'm going to have to jump ahead, which I hate because I already did. I was really lucky, so I did not want to walk into town. It was 1.5 miles to the first gas station. So I got a hitch, and the guy who drove me here said I could stay at his house tonight and take a shower, maybe do laundry and edit. So I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to walk over to his house now. He's about 1/2 mile away from this liquor store. And yeah, this town's been really helpful. I mean, I was at the other gas station and I was about to walk to this liquor store, which is 1/2 mile. And this guy across the street was like, "Hey, do you need a ride?" And he gave me a ride here. So yeah, it's been awesome. I will update you further on how I'm gonna get through the closure. But I'm gonna head over to my angel's house. All right. This right here is Jeff's beauty. Look at that. Alrighty guys, I'm in my laundry suit up, my clean socks, shorts that I never wear, and my rain jacket. Seems to be working pretty good. Are you guys seeing this? Look at that definition. That's through hiking calf.